Chapter 78. No, dear, I won't say it's good enough for someone like you to do this much, jumping skillfully over hurdles that are low, when you can turn what you do into a brilliant show. Jenny frowned at the hateful C on her assignment. Inga P, whose name was Inga Pettersson, but all the students called her Inga P, had just given it to her with the words, "You can do better, Jenny." That damn Inga P! She had never liked anything Jenny had done. Whatever Jenny did, she never gave her a high grade, and she always criticized her. This time, Jenny had written about violent crimes, something she rightly felt she knew a lot about. Inga P returned the homework to the girl sitting next to Jenny. "Well done, Stella, you can be proud of what you've written." Jenny couldn't help glancing at the grade on Stella's assignment. To her surprise, it didn't say A, it was just a C, as on her task. Why was her C so much worse than Stella's? She got more and more annoyed. Perhaps Inga P was like so many others, someone who judged a book by its cover, who judged Jenny by her black hair. Ever since she had dyed her hair black, she had been treated differently. One day she had been walking around inside Bengan's record store. Yeah, she still bought records, even though it was possible to get music online nowadays. She liked to buy albums, to read the lyrics in the accompanying booklet, to have a whole bookshelf filled with records. She didn't buy anything that day, but when she went out, the alarm went off. Suddenly a guard appeared, abruptly asking her to open her bag. He even frisked her. The alarm had gone off another time, a long time ago, when she was still blonde. Then they had only apologized for the device not working as it should. When she was blonde, they thought there was something wrong with the alarm. When she had black hair, they thought there was something wrong with her. At first, she found it uncomfortable, but after a while, she started liking it. Somehow, it was as if she had now also physically left the world she had already left mentally. Ever since it happened, she had felt that she didn't belong in the ordinary world. The ordinary world was for those who still believed that everything would work out. Those who believed, like she had once done, that if you just did your best, you could achieve everything you wanted. Now she knew that was not true. Misery happens to everyone, even those who are as innocent as Keva. What he had done wrong was to listen to his girlfriend. No, the world was not good. She no longer thought that everything would work out. Therefore, she felt more consistent now that her appearance and her inside matched. But it came at a cost. It seemed as if Inga P thought it was okay to push her down. With resolute steps, she walked towards the teacher's desk while the others left the classroom. "What's your problem with me?" She stared intently at the teacher, who was leaning over the desk collecting her papers. Surprised, Inga P looked up. When she saw who it was, she sighed deeply. "What are you unhappy about this time, Jenny?" Jenny didn't like this comment, but continued. "Not only did you give me a C again, but you also pushed me down. Why does Stella get encouragement when she writes something that is just a pass, but you criticize me when I do the same?" Inga P took off her glasses and let them dangle in the golden eyewear chain. "Do you think your report was worth more than a C?" Jenny shrugged. "That's up to you to decide, but I don't understand why you praise Stella but bash me when we've done equal work." "There's nothing paradoxical about that." She stroked the bridge of her nose where the glasses had left marks. "Imagine a little pony jumping over fences. The pony struggles and barely manages to get over them. With a lot of work it manages. The pony can be proud of its achievements. But it didn't manage to jump over the high jump. She passes, nothing more. Then there's a snorting thoroughbred in the same competition. A horse that runs around and jumps over the hurdles. Effortlessly she takes them in stride. But in her zeal and frustration she tears down the highest ones and can do no more than the pony does. That horse can do better. That horse can't say it did its best." She looked closely at Jenny. "As the trainer of this purebred horse, it's my job to make it the star it has the potential to become. I can't tell it that it's good when it jumps over the low hurdles. I have to make it soar over the high ones." Jenny was silent for a while. With a voice filled with disbelief, she asked if she was a thoroughbred. "Oh yes, dear, you're a purebred." "Then Poor Stella is a pony. You have the potential to become an exceptionally good journalist, but right now you are throwing it all away in your rush. Sure, you can write compelling texts, and if your goal is to write inflammatory articles in a newspaper for extremists, you're already there. But as a journalist, you need to take a step back and see the whole picture. Get involved, of course, but you need to see everything from several sides to become a good journalist. Now the anger squirts out of your pen, but you're so angry that you blind yourself. Or, in other words, Inga P taps the pen on the C. You pause, but you can do better. Much better. Jenny grimaced. Describe all sides. Well, I guess I should have written about the difficult childhood the abusers often have, that the perpetrator are also victims. In the middle of her own tirade, she remembered. She remembered Jari lying there in his blood and poop, crying. Of course there was another side. Not an excuse, but another side. One that described white people that became like Jari and sat alone under scrawny trees, drinking beer a few hundred meters from a boring apartment. She picked up the report. Okay, I got it. As she walked out of the classroom with lingering steps, she asked herself, how can I not be angry when life is so horrible?